.45 automatic, review thoughts thingy, ultra high effort edition. Strength, basically none. Only one hand slot. But as a guardian, you don't really have much to do with your hand slots anyway. You want to run weapons in your hands, and you already have the gun. What do you care about your other hand slot? You can utilize it, but it's kind of a minor upside. Firearms counter some enemies, but most campaigns don't care about that. There's a few campaigns that have a few enemies that care about you having like a melee weapon or a firearm weapon, and if you have a melee one, they punish you. If you have the pistol, yeah, you punish them. But that's rare and that's niche. Another minor strength is that you can have firearm synergy, but please don't, because firearm synergy cards like extra munition want to be coupled with big guns, and this is not a big gun. Weaknesses though, the gun has many. Ammo tends to run out, you only have 4. How long is that? Well, we will see. Resource cost. You're a guardian, you don't have money. Also, only +1 fist. If you're Roland, if you're Zoe Samarus or Tommy Muldoon, you only have 4 fists. 4 + 1, that's 5. An average enemy has like 3 combats, so you're up 2. But on scenario 1, 2, an average Chaos Bag has like 3 -3 tokens, and that's 20% chance to fail. You don't want to attack enemies with 20% chance to fail when the risk is you lose in 1/4 of your ammo. That's not good. So, a bit of math. How many rounds of enemies does the gun solve? 1/3 of your encounter deck is enemies, and also Advancing Accent Agendas spawns some more enemies. So, like on average, that's like 0.8 enemies per round. So most rounds you're expecting to fight like 1 enemy. So, average it out, let's say the gun solves like 4 rounds of enemies. What a coincidence! In 4 rounds, you're also getting 4 resources in your upkeep. So after solving 4 rounds of enemies with a gun, you can play another one. But after solving 8 rounds of enemies, what do you do? So it feels like the .45 automatic is not sustainable. It's kind of sustainable because like you pay for it with 4 rounds of resources, and then you solve 4 rounds of resources, so it's kind of even, but then where do you get the resources to pay for your beat cops? Of course, sure, there are resource cards, but you're a guardian, you struggle with it. You can solve this kind of with like off weapons. Maybe you have the .45 weapon gun automatic thing, high effort edition, as your off weapon. So like your main weapon is machete, then .45 automatic solves situations when like the enemy is engaged with your teammate or you have too many. So now you want to still attack at 2 damage. So then you're using the gun. But I don't know, paying 4 resources for that, kinda painful. And synergy cards, you want to keep those for your big guns, not for the pistol, again. So to hammer the point, usefulness versus cost. And how painful is paying that cost? Because you're a guardian. Your main ways of getting resources is emergency cash and stand together. But stand together only gives you 2 resources, and you can't play that half the time because your teammate has run off somewhere, and you can't play stand together to give resources just to yourself. You have to have the teammate in your location, as far as I know. And that's like 2 good resource cards in your deck. Well, I mean 4, but you get the point. Kind of unreliable. You also have other options, but they're situational. I mean, Prime for Action is literally the thing for the situation, but it's releasing in Drown City and I haven't tested it. The card looks pretty good for the pistol though, so still. I don't feel comfortable with this. I don't feel like I can comfortably pay for the gun, and considering it only solves 4 rounds, spending those resources that we treasure because we don't get much on solving just 4 rounds of enemies feels barely worth it. But what are alternatives though? We have Runic Axe, and this is a big weapon. You play it on turn 1, you're killing enemies on the last turn scenario with the Runic Axe. It's just great, but you only have 2 Runic Axes in the deck, so you have to run like 3 more weapons plus prepare for the worst, and you end up just running the pistol anyway as a backup for your backup. So, all of that said, power ranking 6.322 out of 10 feels like a pretty good ranking, you know. It's useful card and I play it all the time, but I don't want to. It's just the third best weapon in the 0 XP cards. Or I would say the worst weapon in your decks usually. So like, I wish there was another Runic Axe in the card pool, but there isn't. And fun ranking. Fun doesn't matter out of 10. Fun doesn't win scenarios, but the card is pretty okay-ish.